Tim Young is a regular on this program. He comes in and talks about stuff, and he's going to do it again this morning. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm all right. Got it right.
Yeah.
Microphone.
Because I'm moving around again, aren't
You
I?
are, yeah. It's just, I don't know, pushed the wrong one.
Do you know...
Heard the hollowness come in.
Well, it's hard to get back after 4 days off, isn't it?
I'm a bit tired as well, I can tell you.
Tell me why.
Well, we went to Adelaide.
That is tiring.
And our accommodation was in it's not a caravan park. It's sort of attached to it was cabins basically.
Yeah.
And we were near the end of the runway of Adelaide Airport, and just to the north of the sewage treatment works, and it was near the beach.
That's fantastic.
And can I just say, the planes weren't actually that noisy. They didn't bother us very much, and didn't ever smell the sewage treatment works. Must be the cleanest. It's like Adelaide and Adelaidean South Australians. They're clean.
Did you hop on TripAdvisor and give it a good review?
It did get. I think that's why we picked it,
Oh, really?
because it got quite good reviews.
And was it priced accordingly?
It was okay. It was moderate.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, 5 of us, so it still cost a bit. But
Fantastic.
for 5 people, it was pretty reasonable if you look at it that way.
And what did we do in Adelaide?
Oh, just next door there was this thing, this big, I think it's hexagonal tower thing, and there's zip lines between bits of it, and the kids wanted to go on it.
Fantastic.
And it's up to, well, the crow's nest, which you can climb up the very top, that only me and number one daughter Emily did. That's like 28 or 30 metres off the ground.
Wow.
And then to get down, you go down there to a platform, and they clip you onto a big elastic band, and you jump off 20 metres.
Like a bungee almost.
Well, it's not. It doesn't bungee you back up.
Ah.
You just sort of get lowered down.
That sounds cool as.
But I'm sore. I have muscles in places I didn't know I had places.
None of us are 18 anymore, are we?
Exactly right. And it hurts. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, good. I had a long weekend too. Never let it be said that I'm not a man of culture. I went to a ukulele concert last week.
Ooh.
Oh, I know. Had half a shandy and went to a ukulele concert, so that was big.
Half a shandy.
Wow, it was a school night. It was a Wednesday night.
All right.
I didn't make it to the Begonia. Sorry, let me speak English to you. I didn't make it to the Begonia Festival this year, but I did go down to Melbourne, watch some rugby. It was actually, compared to yours, extremely dull weekend.
You went to Rebels?
No, I didn't. I was going to, and then they're doing well though.
They are. I wanted to go.
Yeah, well,
I went to Adelaide instead.
Yeah, okay. But you did do zip lining.
I did do zip lining, yeah.
And you weren't encumbered by...
And now I groan every time I move. Yeah.
But, and then I watched the Waratahs versus the Reds at the SCG, which was appalling in every sense.
Okay.
So, but look, keeping it positive.
Okay.
You used my favourite word before.
What was that?
Autumnal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A favourite?
Love it.
Okay.
I know, it's fun to say.
Autumnal.
Reminds me, and this is an obscure link, but it reminds me of Narnia, the Narnia series.
Yeah.
Because in that there's a character called Mr. Tumnus, and I think it sounds the same.
What creature is Mr. Tumnus?
Oh, it's like this sort of little short, half horsey fawn thing, sort of. I don't know what it is.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the first one I think they meet.
A deer person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that the correct?
I think that's the correct.
We've got to keep it PC here. That's right. Deer
person.
Look, what else can I ask you about? Some rain on the weekend?
Was there?
Well, you weren't here for it, were you?
Not where I was.
No.
I was in the pool.
You're in the pool.
Do you know, I went on the water slide.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm a bit old for water slides.
You really are winding back the years, aren't you?
And that hurt too.
I
went on the water slide with a child on my back.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. No wonder you saw.
Yeah.
And was it hot in Adelaide?
It was warm. It was nice, mid-20s.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Look at Adelaide turning it on.
Do you know what? We were walking around Glenelg, and I said to Joe, I said, "Do you know what? They're very civilised in this state. It's kind of like the 80s or 90s or something. Still very modern.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the whole place is back there, but just the everyone, they were just civilised.
Is that
it was
right?
Nice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I remember going to Adelaide not long about the time that we stole the Grand Prix off them.
Yep.
And there was a fair bit of animosity towards people from Victoria at that time.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Sydney.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived in Victoria, I think, almost longer than I've lived in Sydney.
Well, it's time to choose your team.
Yeah, but if I want to get away from, I'm from Sydney. Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask a quick question.
Yep.
Cushions and pillows. Do you find as you get further down the line of being a domesticated person in a household that your cushions multiply? So
Not me.
No, not you.
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to skirt around it a bit.
Yeah.
the house in which you live,
Oh, yeah.
are there significantly
Yeah.
more cushions
Yeah.
than perhaps when you were 20?
How many pillows do you sleep with?
Well, I sort
How many do you use while asleep? Let me
One.
put it that way. Yeah, exactly. How many on your bed?
last count 7.
Oh, you're one up on us.
Yeah, so there's multiple layers
Yeah.
as they go down the bed.
It's a trend,
Is it?
apparently.
So, but how to
Yeah, hang on. Do you have the normal pillow, then the big pillow, then the normal pillow?
No, so what we've got, we've got 2, 4, and then 2 cushions. It's ridiculous. And then when it comes to sleeping time, right, bedtime, it's just like this big clear of the pillows, and
Yeah.
they all end up on the floor.
Yeah,
They're of no use whatsoever.
No.
And yet there they are.
they look nice.
Do they breed? Are they purchased? Are they?
No, they don't breed. But see, the problem with that is because there are 3 little people in our house, they see the cushions on our bed and they'll want cushions as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's
So
a lot of
every room now has a lot of
I
cushions.
can just see your house with cushions flowing out of windows and doors. And
Some of them are not actually cushions. Some of them are cushion covers, and I've found old bits of clothing that aren't being used anymore. Just stuffed into the cushion.
it's
cover.
an easy cushion.
It is a new cushion. You'll be right.
But I would have thought that the cushion cover, the
It's
cushion.
a bit heavier than the other ones, but you'll be fine.
That's right. I would have thought the cushion covers were the expensive part. Aren't they of a cushion, or is it the
Op
filling?
shop.
Op shop.
Yeah.
So you've got it sorted because
Yeah.
the cushions that we get are Anyway, cushions, lots of them.
Our decor is eclectic.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Now, we've got a Japanese exchange student teacher staying with us at the moment.
Yep.
And I'm proud to say that I introduced them to Snagging Bread the other day.
Ooh.
Yeah, a cross-cultural learning experience.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
How did they go?
Loved it. Well, they're very polite, aren't they, as a rule? And so, but I you try and see beyond that, and I genuinely think they enjoyed it.
Okay, sausage in bread.
Yeah, and the big questions were asked straight up: onion or no onion?
Yeah.
Negotiated that one, had onion.
Yep.
And then they were also asked top or bottom, because that's now the big onion question. And they went for it on the bottom.
Right.
So, which I believe is not the right way, is it?
Was the sausage diagonally across the bread, or was it straight across the
Oh,
bread?
please, Steve, it always has to be diagonally.
Doesn't have to be.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be. But
Symmetry is important.
no, well, not necessarily. Well, it's still symmetrical. It's just diagonal. It's just triangular instead of rectangular.
Different symmetry. Yeah.
Anyway, look, we've got stuff to talk about.
We do.
So,
And we're running out of time to talk about it. So,
sentences that finish completely differently to how they start. Now, it sounds weird when you say it, but there are many, and as soon as I say them, you go, yes.
well, see, I have one already, which I'll test on you later.
Okay, all right. Well,
You give me some examples.
so I hear this one sometimes at work. I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So there's one. And then the key word is always but, isn't it?
yeah.
But. No offence, but. That's the big kahuna in my eyes. That's the big one.
That's no offence, but I'm going to offend
That's
you.
right. And then you just launch into it. And you get deeply personal. Now, this one is sort of more of a series of sentences, but the whole idea starts off one way and ends up totally opposite. It's the one that we all may have heard at some stage. We need to talk, right? Because what it actually means is we need to never talk again, but we're going to arrive there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So that series of sentences that starts off with we need to talk is never about resolving anything. It's about ending stuff.
True. Yes.
So, no,
We need to not talk
Now,
after this talk.
that's right. So as someone has heard this a few times,
Right. Okay.
it's always about we're going to end it now. So it's not we need to talk. It's we never need to talk to each other ever
Again. Okay.
Now I've got a couple more. I used to see this one in England. I'm not one to complain, but
Yeah, see, it's the but that does it.
yeah, it's the but.
Yeah, I'm not one to complain, but here I go.
One of my favourites I love saying is, as much as I'd love to blank, I'm not going to.
Yeah. Yes. I'd love to, but yeah, again, I'm not going to do that.
And the last one before you test your one on me
Uh-huh.
is one that your grandparents say whenever they're watching TV or something. I'm not a racist, but. And off they go.
Yes, I know. Oh, yeah, and that pop up? See, I when you said sentences that start and end differently to how they start, I thought the shortest, briefest. It's like the world's shortest poem. It's called Ants. Adam Hadam. You haven't heard that? That was around when I was in school.
I haven't heard that.
Simply, yeah, nah.
Oh,
And then you've got to pick whether it's yes or no.
yeah, that's a very Australian one, isn't it? That's
yeah,
great.
nah. So hang on, is it no or is it yeah?
Oh,
Because it could be either,
It
depending
can.
on the circumstance.
Is there an emphasis thing there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah.
I think it's equal emphasis for most people. when I
But
say-
you could tone it up on one or the other,
You
couldn't you?
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I used to hear in Queensland was but A.
But
So everything used to end with A, I think it was. And then
Yep.
if they really wanted emphasis, it was but A.
yes.
Cowboys play well, but A. All the time.
I haven't heard that for years. And you're right, it is very much a Queensland thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. All right, I like your list. I'm
Yeah.
going to start listening now.
You will, yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I'll
And
take
you
that.
find management use them a lot too when they want to have awkward conversations.
Yes, indeed. And
You've been
they-
doing well lately.
Yeah,
but- yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. All right, anniversaries?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. 1894, on this day, Coca-Cola was bottled and sold for the first time in Vicksburg, Mississippi, by local soda fountain operator Joseph Bidenham.
Wow. There you go.
And that's where the rot set in.
Indeed, it did. Very good.
Yeah,
There you go.
1894. On this day, 1913, Canberra Day, the future capital of Australia, was officially named Canberra. Melbourne was still the capital until 1927, while the new capital was being built.
Talking of when the rot set in.
Yeah. 1940, Al Jarreau, American singer, having a birthday today. Liza Minnelli, 1946. Phil Anderson, Australian English cyclist. I think he was the first Australian to win a stage of the Tour de France.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Lives down the Otways, or did at least live down the Otways. 1958, his birthday today. And born on this day in 1948, James Taylor, American singer,
Yep.
songwriter, and guitarist. We'll get to newspapers in a bit after some James Taylor.